Hello, gentle traveler, and welcome to my tavern. My name is Vinterbjorn, or Bjorn for short. Today I'm going to read for you a short story written by a very good friend of mine. I hope you enjoy. The story's name is Lucifer. This is the end. The air was rushing past him, a constant roar in his ears that he couldn't seem to stop. His arms reached, but his hands found nothing to grasp. His heart was in his throat. Such a strange feeling. Something he had never experienced before. Was this fear? It was a rush within him. So many strange new feelings. And as the earth drew closer beneath him, he realized he would not have much time to discover them. The earth erupted as he touched it. Clods of solid earth and molten stone bursting upwards in a great plume. There was a weakness slipping through him that he had never felt. He knew that there was a word for it, though he had never imagined what it would truly feel like. His arms quivered with weariness as he heaved himself onto one knee. There was a horrid sensation in his shoulders, as though his skin were being pulled from his body. Pain. That was what had been promised. And then he knew anger. He could never have been expected to comprehend this. He had no understanding of what any of these things were until he was cast out. There was an odd laboring in his chest, and for a moment he felt a flash of blind panic. Lungs never used took their first breath, and his throat felt raw as the air passed through it. The constant thudding in his ears was a nuisance, and he wondered if he would always be so keenly aware of this blasted thing beating in the center of his chest. His skin everywhere was tingling. The new feelings are an onslaught on his senses. Every single sound was amplified, rattling through his skull. His nostrils burned from the strength of the scents. His mouth felt dry, his lips parched. Water had never touched them, nor had food ever passed them. Slowly, reluctantly, he opened his eyes. There was nothing but a bright light. He blinked, lifting his arm to block the light with his hand. He grimaced as the world came into focus. Different was the first word that came to mind. Everything felt so different. The air felt like it was charged, lightning coursing through every molecule he breathed. He rolled his fingers to his palm, the muscles in his arms straining as he balled his hand into a fist. His heart was a hurricane. His eyes darkened with the clouds as he looked heavenwards, looked home. It was only then that he noticed the cascade of pure white feathers all around him, a flurry in the center of this barren and desolate landscape. He moved again to stretch, and the pain lanced through his shoulders, followed by a swarm of rose and ivory. His fingers found one of the feathers, and he stared dumbly at it for a moment before he realized what he was seeing. Blood. Each feather was being stripped from flesh. He raised his head and he screamed. With all the power in this new strange body, he roared. Onyx hair grew longer and unkempt. Eyes that had once been the purest blue gleamed the color of fresh coals. The delicate hands with their perfect features were now tipped with claws on each finger, and his teeth had grown to fearsome points. He flexed his shoulders once more, and around him descended black leather wings, tipped at their peak with long, curved claws. He rose to his feet. He had been cast out for his love, thrown down upon this miserable earth like nothing more than waste. Where before his breast had felt near to bursting with his adoration, now there was only rage, blinding, painful, and invigorating. He would tear this world apart. Watch as the favorite children turned against their own mighty father. The blight of this world would begin with him. The first would lead the youngest into darkness and damnation, into all the wild and debauched revels that would curse them and bar them from grace. This is the end, and I am its beginning. Thank you for listening, gentle traveler. I hope you enjoyed the narration, as I had a lot of fun reading for you. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, leave a comment on what you think I could have done better as far as my narration, and what kind of genres of stories you'd like to see in future. I hope to make this regular content on my channel, and until next time, travel well and travel safe.